took the liberty to cook the carrots because I thought it might be too long. So I just, it says 3 1-pound bags. So I thought, well, 3 1-pound bags, why wouldn't you get a 2-pound bag and a 1-pound bag? Okay, so I did that with the sample one that we had. For some reason, if you buy them in the 1-pound bag, they're smaller than if you buy them in the 2-pound bag, which made no sense to me. So I ended up cutting, they were more like this one, which is huge. So I ended up cutting all the 2-pound bags into one, and half rather, and I thought, well, I'm going down to buy, or get 2 more 1-pound bags. So that's just a cautionary, when it says 3 1-pound bags, there's a reason for that. Okay. So there's our carrots all cooked, crisp, tender. We've got our, what are we doing next? We've got our vinegar that we're going to put on our little pot. Okay, we'll do it here. And we're going to just reduce it by half, which is just kind of boiling it off a little bit. We'll put that in there. Let that come to boil. Our rice looks good. We'll get about 12 minutes on our potatoes. Moving right along. Okay. After that comes, boils a little bit, we're going to put 6 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put a little salt and pepper to taste. We're going to put some brown sugar in there. Did that already. We're going to put some fresh tarragon and lime. Now the way that this recipe is written is, out of the way, is to cook the carrots while you're doing the sauce, so that the carrots are hot when you put the sauce on it. So when you do that at home, just remember that. Okay, so we need a teaspoon of tarragon, and to me the easiest way to I don't like that big stalk in there, so if you just hold it at the end and just pull the leaves down, they all sort of plop off, and then you have that stalk left. And I think we need a little bit more. And we're going to sprinkle this on sort of after we have it all cooked, because when you use fresh spices, you want to put them in the last part of your cooking or cooking time, so you get the, whoa, that's some big things. So you get the maximum flavor out of it rather than cooking and cooking and cooking it. And the same way with the thyme is you hold it at the top and just sort of pull the little leaves off. Although a lot of times on the thyme, the stalks are much more tender, so you could chop them up if you have a sharp knife. We'll just go ahead and chop them all together. And remember, when we chop spices or any little leaves like this, that's too big. I'll get rid of that one. Okay, we try to roll it up in a little tiny ball. And then we're going to rest the knife blade against our knuckles, fold your fingernails and fingertips underneath, put your thumb behind your fingers, and just chop. Okay. Ooh, I can smell vinegar. And this, when you reduce it like this, it's just getting more of a flavor, not as much of a liquid. It's still going to be liquidy, but it's going to be thicker. Where you want to be, I think probably depends on your budget and what your tastes are. If you don't have, if it doesn't matter to you, you know, when you've tasted both, then I would go with the cheaper one, you know. Just my personal preference. Does that make any sense? Probably not.
Maybe the more expensive one you want to use, like on a lettuce with a dressing.
Could be, rather than cooking it like that,
And the
right.
one you use
Mm-hmm. I usually use them, because I think one of the best salad dressings is using the good seasoned salad dressing Italian, but instead of making it with the apple cider vinegar, make it with the balsamic vinegar. And I just use whatever, you know, this is I think this is the Food Club brand. Yeah. And I thought that was very good. It's very tasty. When you taste it, you'll see. But I think it's just sort of a matter of taste. Okay.
Do you usually make your own dressings for salads?
Sometimes that's my favorite dressing, but you know I don't get really crazy about it. You know, as far as making all my own homemade dressings, I'll use the Hidden Valley. You know, depending on what I like. I like the Greek vinaigrette dressing. Salad dressings are very, you know, if you're doing a vinaigrette, are very easy to make because it's basically, you know, like lemon juice and oil or vinegar and oil or something that you can just sort of whisk up together with some salt and pepper or whatever sort of herb or whatever spice you like. Very easy to do that type of salad dressing. Now, if you're going to get into the, and you know, we've got very good products with the ranch dressing mix that you would mix with sour cream or mayonnaise and milk or whatever, you know, so. Does that give it a little bit better flavor than out of the jar? Yeah, a little bit fresher. You know, time-wise, you know, if you're looking at the thyme, if you're looking at of course, the stuff that is in a jar or in the bottle is processed a little bit different than, you know, your homemade. You wouldn't keep your homemade as long as you'd keep the stuff in the bottles. So it's just personal preference. Okay, we've got our vinegar here. We're going to go ahead and put our butter in. Is that right? Somebody who can see? Is that what it says? Put the butter. Thank you. Okay. Our butter, our brown sugar, and our salt and pepper. All right. Okay, that looks good. We got 3 minutes on our potatoes. Oops. Okay, we'll let that melt down a little bit. Bring this over here. Our rice looks good. And you can see how that's a whole lot thicker than when we put in the liquid, or just the plain vinegar rather. It'll make a nice coating on the carrots. And get our butter to melt. Okay, we'll pour that over our, that's off, pour that over our carrots. One jumped out. Okay. All right, that's easy, easy, easy. Put on our herbs. Okay. Now, I am going to put this in the oven for a minute.